The Israel-Hamas war going on nearly 3 months. But that's not the only war still happening in the world. Rome correspondent Alex Salvi has a look back at the 2023 World in Review.
Conflicts and controversy dominated the headlines on the global stage in 2023 as the world, at times, seemed more chaotic than ever before. Some of the most talked about events of the year include a magnitude 6.3 earthquake that rocked Turkey and Syria in February, claiming the lives of around 50,000 people, and the Titan submersible that went missing in the Atlantic Ocean as it descended towards the Titanic. It lost contact just hours into its expedition, and all 5 passengers were pronounced dead after several days of search efforts. But it was foreign conflicts that largely dominated the news cycle. There were hopes in early 2023 that Ukraine would be able to regain ground against Russia as the two sides hardened their forces during the winter ahead of Kyiv's counteroffensive that officially began in June. Both Russia and Ukraine are suffering heavy losses, with many analysts calling the current situation a stalemate as the year comes to an end. Western allies band together in the face of Russian aggression, in April extending NATO membership to Finland and advancing Sweden's bid, all strengthening the alliance's eastern flank on the border of Russia. Internal fractures were showing in Russia come June, with Wagner mercenary chief Yevgeny Prigozhin leading a rebellion that threatened Moscow's leadership. The differences were ultimately settled, but not forgotten, when weeks later Prigozhin suspiciously died in a plane crash. Armed conflicts were prevalent across much of Europe in 2023, such as Azerbaijan launching a 24-hour blitz of the Nagorno-Karabakh in September, forcing over 100,000 Armenians from their homes. Kosovo and Serbia also amassed troops at the shared border that same month, with a rogue paramilitary force from Serbia nearly thrusting the two sides into all-out war. Global stability was on the line for much of 2023, from Europe to Africa, where civil wars and coups rocked the continent. A splintered military in Sudan began fighting in April, resulting in ethnically driven violence, thousands of deaths, and the displacement of millions of people. Meanwhile, Niger's military ousted the democratically elected leader in July, a move that caused further instability for the rest of the region. Relations in the Middle East appeared promising in the fall, with the Trump-era Abraham Accords deepening relations between the Western world and Arab countries, Yemen's civil war seemingly coming to an end, and Israel restoring ties with many longtime adversaries. But the progress came to a screeching halt on October 7th, when the terror group Hamas attacked Israel, killing 1,200 people in the deadliest day in the country's history, and thrusting Israel into war. Vowing to eradicate Hamas, Israel's operation in Gaza continues, pulling the United States into another dilemma as support for foreign wars wavers among the American public and ahead of a consequential presidential election in the coming year. In Rome, for Newsmax, I'm Alex Salvi.